Okay, test, test, test. Happy Sunday, Adam. Thank you, Garage. Thank you. Okay, I think you can hear me now. So let's start that again. Hello, friends, Gary goers and fellow poets. Welcome back to Conversing with Poets. Oh, Nightbot has suddenly come alive as well. We're having good times. We're having good times. I was just saying that it's been about 2 weeks since I got to do one of these, since I got to do one of these live streams with you guys, and I've missed you. It's good to be back. It's good to be back. Hello, I am Gurf. Hello, Neno. Hello, Nikki. Hello, Raven. Garage Poets. Dazzle in the Dark. Um, Hi, gang. You are muted. Thank you. Evening, all. Great to see you again. Great to see you too. Good day. Okay, I think we're all caught up. Dazzle in the dark. Cool. Hello, everybody. Clearly, the sun has gone to our fearless leader. Yes, clearly. No, I don't know why. So every now and then, OBS will do that, and it will suddenly decide not to connect to the microphone. I don't know why, but never mind. Cheers, guys. Yes, don't forget to hit that like button. We are slacking ever so slightly on the likes, guys. So don't forget to hit those like buttons on videos and streams. Let's get to 7 likes as we normally do. Let's get to 7 likes before we begin. But yeah, it's been a while. It's been a while. It's been 2 weeks. And Harry's good. Harry's good. He's okay. He's back to himself. He still has to take it a little bit easy because of his surgery cut that needs to mend. But everything is good. It's been a crazy week. We launched the laureateship this week. Oh my goodness, guys, I've had anxiety about this week for a good month. Just worried that it wasn't going to take off and nobody would turn up, but it was good. Both events were good. The mayor of Spellthorne came down for the hub. The open mic was good. Nano was there in the audience, so I got to meet. I got to meet Nano. So yeah, it's funny, isn't it? And we're going to talk about this. Thanks to Tanya, she suggested we kind of just talk about it on in a comment on one of my community posts. She was like, "Oh, that'll make a good topic." So that's what we're going to talk about tonight. But all the anxiety and pressure I had on my shoulders to kind of get this first week done and make a success of it, all of the pressure and anxiety kind of just lifted after this week, and I was just like, dead to the world. And also, of course, it was a bit of a stressful weekend leading into the week, so that didn't help. But yeah, so I just kind of crashed. I just kind of crashed and took some time to do nothing and recharge. So it was a successful evening. Yes, thank you for being there. I am Gurf. I am glad you enjoyed it. And for those of you who can make it in the UK, Nano has signed up to read next month, June 11th. That's going to be her first ever poetry reading. So if you can make it, hop on down, because you won't just be supporting me, you'll also be supporting I Am Girth. So that's awesome. Good to hear all is well with Harry. Yeah, I just got to keep him calm now, which is just as stressful. Just as stressful. But how are you guys? How are you guys doing? I feel like there's a lot to catch up on. I know that Garage Poets, I know Jeff has been doing some amazing things with his own open mic with a kick-ass bass player. So that's cool. I know Nikki is making, are they dog bows? How's that all going? What have you guys been up to? We just need one more like, at least on my screen. We just need one more like, but let's not rush. We got time. We got time. I want to catch up with you guys. The bow ties are nice, nice. How's it all going? Oh, we've hit 7 likes, but we got time. That's cool. At least I know you guys are ready to get into it. Um, at least I know you guys are ready to get into it, but we got time. I want to hear from you guys. It was actually the Kingston. It was the Kingston open. Well, it is. It wasn't. Was it is the Kingston open mic tonight? But I couldn't stay away from you guys any longer. I needed my fix of conversing with poets with my amazing peeps. I love Garage. I love Jeff's comment on my most recent video, which is a playback of a live stream. He's like, not many streamers will have an audience that will happily be put in your pocket, or something along those lines. I was like, that's because I have the most awesome subscribers in the world. I say it all the time. You know, I say it in every video. I mean it. You guys are awesome. But yeah, it was an interesting it was an interesting feeling walking around the shop knowing that I've got a live stream going on in my pocket and lots of little people sitting in my pocket. 10 out of 10 would be in the pocket again, yeah. I dabbled with art, worked on a poem, nice, and edited my work in progress. Nice, Raven. Sounds very productive. Sounds very productive. Sorry, not used to a keypad anymore. I might throw some up on Etsy and local groups, but not putting any pressure on it. I did, however, finish the retype of my poetry manuscript. Well done. Well done. That takes some reserve. That takes some mental reserve to sit through and do it a second time. So I applaud you. I do. I applaud you. Good job. Good job. Yeah, just be aware of what we've spoken about with Etsy, but go for it otherwise. Pocket poets. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. All right, we're on 9 likes. We're overachieving again. To be fair, you guys are overachievers, so I shouldn't be so surprised. But hi, number 10 like. Oh, nice. Okay, hey class, welcome back. I do remember you. Welcome back to Conversing with Poets. Nice. Okay, on my screen it says 9, but I know this happens all the time. For whatever reason, I'm always 1 like behind. So nice. We're on 10 likes already. Oh my gosh, we haven't even started. Whew, there's the first yawn of the stream. That's amazing, Nikki and Raven. Yeah, good job, guys. Good job. Good job. Okay, so tonight we're going to kind of just discuss the importance of um, respite or relaxation and kind of just taking a load off, catching our breaths. Oh, thanks. I'm tempted to add a couple of poems now I've read it through. Nice. Still tweaking my acknowledgements. They're a really weird thing to write. Nice, nice, nice. Excuse me. So, do we have no pressure? I'm not even going to say it. I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to put pressure on Nikki. I'm not going to talk about release dates. I'm not going to do it. Just not going to do it. So especially especially when the stream is about taking a breath and relaxing and not putting pressure on ourselves. So I'm not going to do that. But yeah, tonight we're going to talk about inspired by me just kind of crashing the last 4 or 5 days and um I'm a little bit crazy. I'm a little bit crazy in the sense that I'm just full steam ahead 7 days a week. What, 300 and let's say 342 days of the year? I don't know. I'm aiming for July. Okay, no set date though, as I'm trying to figure out KDP. No problem, no problem. Um, nope, not going to talk about that just yet. Time's not right. Dude, that's a direct route to burnout. Yeah, I know. I know. I'm the king of burnout, which is why I'm gonna, learn from this stream as well, hopefully. But I know that there's a lot of hardworking people in the chat tonight, and I'm sure there are many more that watch our playbacks and stuff like that. So hopefully we can all kind of encourage each other and learn from each other about just kind of taking a deep breath and just relaxing. And the benefits of actually doing that for our creativity and not just because we want to relax, which is the most important for any normal human being, but that's the most important, just kind of relaxing. But also it does benefit our creativity as well. I need several days of rest. I'm feeling burnout myself. I feel you, Jeff. I feel you. I tell him this, he never listens. Sorry, guys. I appreciate all of your support, but I do never listen to you guys. I can't deny I can't deny it. I need to get better at that, but I probably won't. So I do have a cool article that I thought I would read. And I've come across this website before, but I don't know much about it. I don't know too much about it. I know it's for writers, and apparently you can get paid through it. I don't know if anyone's come across it, but it's called Medium. I have come across this. I come across a video on YouTube actually how to get paid through Medium, but I haven't signed up or used it. So if anyone here has, feel free to educate us in the chat box. Isn't just rest, there needs to be some time set aside for living, or your creativity can go stale. Absolutely. I'm going to read this article. Hopefully the writer doesn't mind. I'm going to credit them anyway. It's called "Why is Rest Good for Creativity? The Art and Beyond." And it's written by The Art and Beyond. And I'm really sorry if I'm butchering this name, but it's Kaula Chat. So it's spelled Khaoula, surname Chat or Shat, Chatt. So let me read this real quick, and then we can kind of discuss what is in the article. Try and get through it quickly. As humans, if we don't schedule a time to rest our bodies, I've forgotten how to. I've forgotten how to read in my 4 days off. My apartment is in need of cleaning because I've been working non-stop. Yeah, got to make sure you set some time aside for that rest, and don't tell yourself that cleaning the apartment is your rest. It's not. That doesn't count. Let me start this again. As humans, if we don't schedule a time to rest, our bodies will force us to, and it will probably be at an inconvenient time. And as an artist, you're no different. I learned this the very hard way. It is true that practicing a little art every day creates momentum, which compounds amazing growth and develops creative skills. However, let me share with you why rest is good for artists and how you can pick the right time to take a break. Drawing, painting, designing, and writing after a long break definitely makes you feel rusty. Clearly, I can't even read, and I've forgotten how to stream as well. I was having some difficult. Well, you guys saw with the mic and just in general. So feeling a little rusty tonight. You guys might have to hold my hand through the next 2 hours. It takes a lot of time and practice to fall back into the habit of creating. However, breaks are mandatory and necessary for the human brain to develop. It is especially important for your mental health and creativity as an artist to take breaks and allow yourself some time to recover. Don't know why I said that really weird. Recover. Why is rest good for creativity, and why do you need to schedule rest periods as an artist? A couple of years ago, I didn't want to accept the fact that I needed to take breaks until I realized that working with no breaks leads to art blocks. What I also learned was that rest is good for your creativity because a little break allows you to come back with fresh eyes, which allows you to see the mistakes in your work and provides you with a newer perspective on where you may want to take your work. That kind of ties in with what I say about editing. Taking at least a break between drafts so that you can come at it with fresh eyes. Um, that's not so much to do with like tiredness and burnout, because when you do, geez, Nightbot, man, I can't get my head around Nightbot. He's spamming the chat. We need a Nightbot for Nightbot. It's not so much burnout. I say that it's just because when you do the first draft, you can be like in the zone creatively with blinkers on, and you need about a week to kind of remove those blinkers and come at it from a different perspective, a more critical way of thinking. But this is also true as well. In a study by a clinical psychologist, why am I on Nightbot, game on? Oh, hey, awesome, game on. Let the games begin. I'm yawning a lot tonight, sorry. In a study by a clinical psychologist at Green Room Psychology, Sarah Borg explains that taking no breaks leads to burnout, which is what we're talking about. where people find themselves obsessing, catastrophizing, or or being self-critical. Crucially, for creative people, rest allows the brain to be in default mode. I have no idea what my default mode is. I don't think I have a default mode anymore. Like, I'm not even exaggerating. I don't even know if I have a default mode anymore. A state where thinking is more flexible and innovative. That's true. Yeah. So that's why it's important for our creativity. That's what I wanted to say, but I wanted to get through the article first. Um, you're more innovative when you come back rested. You're, it's not just creativity, but also like in any form of decision making or working. If you're burnt out, if you're overworked, your decision making is not as on point and not as laser focused. I'm basically schooling myself, but am I going to pay attention to this stream and what we learned tonight? I'm going to have to try. I'll try for you guys because I have to. Um, Innovative. The secret to a balanced way of working is to separate your thinking time from your production time. Sorry, guys. Mm. In the book, Still Like an Artist by Austin Kleon, the author shares a very great tip that I found helpful. He insists on separating the digital from the handmade work. Interesting. Now, I think this is just creativity in general, so we kind of got to put our poet glasses on a little bit. So let me read that again. The author shares a very great tip that I found helpful. He insists on separating the digital from the handmade work. I'm not sure what that means. I'm not sure if. What do you guys think that means? Similarly, I feel like separating thinking. Similarly, I feel like separating thinking or theatrical art learning from practice and production time is an effective shortcut to staying organized and minimizing overwhelm. My brain didn't register that. I'm going to wait to see what you guys think of that. That's why they say to put a work in progress aside before editing it. You need that distance and downtime to gain a better perspective. Absolutely. I generally need a few months with a draft before I get the editing right. Yep. Yeah, there's no rush. Writing by hand and writing via a computer are very different experiences and outlets, like physical and digital drawing. Okay. I feel like separating thinking or Oh, I said theatrical. Sorry, that's me. Sorry, theoretical. Theatrical. My brain just read theatrical. My bad, guys. Theoretical art learning from practice and production time is an effective shortcut to staying organized and minimizing overwhelm. That's what I took from that anyway. Fair enough. When should you schedule your breaks? Rest is good for creativity, and many people would tell you to schedule a day in the week that is always a day off, no matter the case. I've started doing that for weekends, and then slowly things have started creeping in. So for me, Friday afternoon and Saturday, I'm trying to make my days. Sundays, I'm supposed to be doing like shorts. Sundays are supposed to be my shorts and TikToks and obviously conversing. But I've run out of material for TikToks. So at the moment, it's just conversing. Day off, no matter the case. Personally, that never worked for me. Again, that's cool. Like we're all different creatures with different habits. So, um, like whatever is said is not gospel. You decide what is gospel for you. Um, as an artist, my work and my way of working depends severely on my mood, yeah, and how I am feeling, yeah. And I would never recommend anyone to create on days when creative work feels like a chore. It is so much more important to work smartly according to your health, your body, and your mental capacity. Um, I write first drafts of poems by hand. I also develop fiction by hand. Wow, okay, fiction by hand. Brave. I remember, was it Tolkien who wrote like three-quarters of the Fellowship by hand and then lost it and had to write again? Or The Hobbit or something like that? Did I make that up? I feel like I didn't. I feel like that's a thing. I need to make more of an effort to carve time to be creative, but then sometimes that feels forced to me. I think that's what we're just about to go on to, or what we've just started touching upon. Can you take clips from your videos and share as shorts, tactics? Uh, I think I can. I think that's an option. I'm sure I've seen somewhere like download video. Thanks, Nikki. That's a good idea. Thank you. Good idea, Nikki. There are a lot of good bits in these streams that would make good shorts. Wow, thank you guys. You've just given me an idea. I'm sure there's an option on my phone or even on the studio thing itself to download the video and clip it. So I'll give that a go. I'm gonna try at some point to get back to doing these ASMR videos. I was well excited about it, and then just kind of my enthusiasm for it fell flat. Where did we get to? Mental capacity. Another important thing to take into consideration when scheduling your breaks is that you need to be efficient with your time. In my previous article, I explained that we all have peak focus hours. Some of us prefer to work in the morning, and others feel like their peak focus is in the evening or late at night. Mine used to be late at night. Now I know my peak time to write is as soon as I've woken up, either before I've had my first sip of coffee or as I'm drinking my first coffee. And I think I read something about there being a science to that. But I know that that's when I write my best stuff is as soon as I've woken up. Um, what the writer is saying is very wise, but so difficult in reality. There's so much pressure to be productive, successful. Yeah, I always start healthy and measured, but quickly push it too far. Yeah, yeah, I hear you. From midnight to 5 a.m. My peak time. Nice. What a time. Wow. I miss those times. I used to stay up till like 3 a.m. writing, and I do kind of miss those times, but now I'm exhausted by 8 p.m. Like that's why I yawn on these streams because old man here wants to go to bed. It's crazy. But I did used to write in the early hours of the morning. It was so peaceful. I used to look out. I think that's why a lot of my old work or older work has a lot to do with the moon and the stars and stuff because I always used to look out and it was great, very inspiring. But as I say, now I can't stay up past 10. 10's a push. My best poem starts as I'm slowly coming back into consciousness from sleeping. Yeah, yeah, yeah. There's a science to that as well. I did read, there's something to that. There's a lot of successful night owl writers who, as they get older, convert to morning sessions. Stephen King, Neil Gaiman, for example. Okay, I used to write from the moment I put my daughter to bed until 5 a.m. There's no way I could do that now. Yeah, I hear that. I hear that. In bed by 8 squad. Woo! Crickets. Just me. Just me. Another important thing to take into consideration when scheduling your breaks is that you need to be efficient with your time. Have I read this? Yes, I have. Work in the mornings, feel like their peak focus is in the evening or late at night. We are all different and we only succeed when we learn our differences and come to appreciate and work with what we have. So next time you feel like you are having a peak focus moment, pay attention to the time and make sure you only use it to work on creative big projects that require great attention and focus. Do not spend your peak hours doing emails or scrolling on social media. I used to write from there's no, oh, yep. Breaks should follow a creative thinking session. I know with social media, the pressure is huge. That's what we've just said. That's what Nikki's just said. Artists feel like they are falling behind compared to other artists. Yeah. Some people, it's so hard. I say it, but it's hard to actually put into practice. You know, never compare yourself to other people. But with social media, impossible not to. Even if we do it without meaning to, I think it's very difficult. Some people seem like they are working 24/7, and they may be. But that's not how everyone is functioning or supposed to function. Yeah, it's not. As a creative, you need time for visual nutrition. Oh, I like that. I've never heard of that one before. As a creative, you need time for visual nutrition. Only sucking up data and feeding your taste. Yeah, you know, that's where we get our inspiration from, right? In our breaks, in our off moments. And I feel like I haven't had that in so long. I think I've said this on stream. Like, I miss the days when I used to go for walks and feel inspired by everything. Don't remember the last time. I don't remember the last time I was in that sort of zone where everything, I was finding a poem in everything and everywhere, which is what, you know, you're supposed to do as an artist. But my brain is so full of to-do lists instead, which sucks. Um, Visual nutrition. You also need a break. Uh, yeah, you also need a break where you allow your creative ideas to marinate and develop. Then comes the break that you should take. Hey, then comes the break that you should take mid working on the production part of your art making process. Whoa, my brain is going into overdrive as a poet reading that. Then comes the break that you should take mid working on the production part of your art making process for you to continue working with a fresh vision and more enthusiasm. Yeah, exactly. If we don't take a breath, then we lose the enthusiasm for things. This is why I say breaks are important, are actually important for the creativity, as well as, you know, yourself as a person, but as you as a poet too. Hey, Mark. Hey, Mark. How you doing? Good morning. Good morning. We're just talking. I'm just reading through a great article about taking a breath as creatives. That point, yeah, I think so too. That fried my brain a little bit, especially when I'm so used to kind of catching that meter and reading and emphasizing that. I was like, whoa. um, where did we get to? And develop. Then comes the break that you should no, no, that's the tongue twister. Enthusiasm. Don't work yourself off until you are bored because that's a creativity killer. Nearly there, nearly at the end. What do you do during your creative breaks? Artists know that everything in their lives informs their experiences and the art they create. There's a big difference between being lazy and taking breaks. I personally keep my journal and my sketchbook around even during my breaks. A creative brain receives tons of ideas, and if we do not write them down, oh yes, poets know this all too well, and writers, and if we do not write them down, we risk losing ideas that hold great potential. Some of the things I like doing during my creative breaks include brain dumping. I don't know what brain dumping is. That sounds fun. Art journaling, playing family games, solving puzzles, or doing some physical activities such as walking or dancing. These are some activities I include in my creative breaks that really catalyze more creativity. Conclusion. This article is your reminder that you need a rest as an artist. Once again, remember that if you don't schedule breaks when it's convenient to you, your body will force you to take one at a probably inconvenient moment. Go easy on yourself and enjoy creating. Brain dumping is kind of like free writing. Okay, just putting whatever is in your mind on paper. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, and in fact, I don't know if it was Mark. Sorry, I'm wearing I'm wearing dodgy shorts by the way under this. The great thing about these streams is much like those Zooms meetings during COVID, you can see me in a shirt, but you don't know what I'm wearing down here. I'm wearing some dodgy shorts. Um, I think it was Mark. I think it was Mark that said this in the Cove. And if you're still with us, Mark, correct me if I'm wrong. But I do it. I do the same too. I think this was discussed on the Cove at one point, and I think Mark said when he's having a creative drought or having a creative break, what really helps him. I'm going to stop saying it was Mark just in case it wasn't, but this person said that they like to watch documentaries about artists and stuff. That really helps me too. I get really inspired by watching documentaries on artists. Um, whether that's it was you, I thought so. I thought so. Thank you. I get really inspired watching documentaries on writers, painters, musicians, rock bands. It inspires me. Um, I'm watching biopics as well. In fact, if you guys are on the Cove, and if you're not, why? But if you guys are on the Cove, go to um, Mark. Was it general discussion you put it in, or poetry discussion, where you had a whole list of all these sort of biopics of poets? Thank you so much for those hearts coming in. Thank you. I'm gonna return that with some Gargoyle hearts. There you go. General, I think there is the most amazing list of autobiography. What am I talking about? Of biopic films. Like again, if general discussion is a free topic, all you need is an account. You don't need a membership, so you can get access to it. I mean, I'm pinching like films from it and watching them and stuff, so it's great. So thanks for putting that in there, Mark. I love watching interviews with creatives. You can learn so much. Yeah, I started watching a really good one. I've seen it before, but I started watching a really good one. Oh, what is it? The Genius in Madness or something? Johnny Depp, Genius in Madness or something like that. It's on YouTube. It's interesting. Last night I started writing a villanelle about Marina Abramovich and Frank U. Laceypen. I'm not sure who Frank is. Was that her partner? Was that her ex-partner that came to sit in front of her when she did that performance art piece? I'm not sure who Frank is. But yeah, it's a really helpful list. Yeah, that's him. Okay, cool. I get it. I get it. Wow, I'd love to read it. I know you're having some issues. I don't know if you got my message on the chat. I know you're having some issues at the moment. I couldn't see anything on the back end, but message me if you have any more issues and we'll figure it out. The two inspire me much with their performance art. Nice, nice. This is what I mean. We can draw inspiration from other creatives. But yeah, so that's a cool article. I know that, there's something about artists as well and procrastination. We're great procrastinators, and I'm not so sure why that is. I think I read an article once upon a time, but I can't remember what it said. But I don't know if procrastination comes under an artistic break. You guys tell me. Fear of failure and success. Yeah, there's that. But I thought I read something with a more positive twist on it because creatives seem to do really well under deadlines too. So like if you've got a deadline and it's far away, you procrastinate, 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 and then suddenly the deadline's on top of you and bang, you smash it out. You suffer from fear of success. Okay. I think I think I do as well. I just don't recognize it. When I kind of really psychoanalyze myself, I think I do too. Um like deep down. Not consciously. I don't think I consciously fear success. Oh gosh, I was watching something that was really, really good. Or was I reading something? I was reading something. The Mountain is You. Has anyone here read the book The Mountain is You? I always do better under pressure. Yeah, there's something to that as well. There's something to that kind of working under pressure and to a deadline that's like around the corner. I think, at least for me, it is about accountability. If only I am at risk, if it's not completed, it's not important. But if it involves letting someone else down, it gets done. Yeah, there's definitely that. There's definitely that. Um, yeah, I totally agree with that. It's the loss of control that comes with a career taking off that can frighten people. Yeah, yeah, I think that's true. I think that's really true. What's the topic? We're kind of talking about taking breaks as artists to avoid burnout and stuff. My mouth went weird then. My words went weird. Don't know why that happens every now and then. Um, but now we're kind of talking about procrastination. Nikki's absolutely right. It's a loss of control that comes with a career taking off that can frighten people. Yeah. Have you read The Mountain Is You, Nikki? That's pretty similar to what they said in that book. Pressure and deadlines can kill creativity for me. Interesting. If I have to do something by a date, I'll stress and it will ruin the experience. But if I'm writing for feedback, I can do so much easier. I suppose it's the positive reinforcement that helps. Fair enough. And again, that's what makes the world so interesting is how different we all are. How different we all are. That's what makes it interesting. That's what makes the world go round. By the way, I forgot to say at the start of this stream, I had to change the color of the backlight because I used it at the open mic, at the lounge open mic, um, so people knew when their time was running out. And I lost the color that it was set to pink. So every month it looks like we're probably going to have a different backlight color, but that's cool. It keeps things fresh and interesting. What was the full title again? I think that is the full title. The Mountain is You, and I'll tell you who wrote it. The Mountain is You by Brianna West. I don't know why eBay's come up, but that's the cover, if you can see it. The Mountain is You by Brianna West. If your library hub is on tomorrow, I'm going to be in attendance. It is on tomorrow, yeah, every Monday. Every Monday. And I got so kind of locked into my 4 days off that I forgot I needed to prepare for tomorrow. So, but I have now. I've printed everything off. I've heard of her. I'll check it out. Yeah, I think you'll like it. I hope you'll like it. Maybe you won't like it. If you don't like it, I'm sorry. Nice. 12 likes and we still got 20 minutes to go. Oh my goodness. I don't know what we're talking about for part 2, by the way. But let's get through part 1 before we start thinking about that. Thank you so much for those hearts. Thank you. Thank you. Oh my goodness. Thank you. I'm going to return that with some Gary Goyle love as well. There you go. Whoever that was. But thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. Oh, it's Monday tomorrow. Means I gotta go back to work. I don't want to go back to work. I don't want to go back. You can't make me. I want to stay in my bed for another 4 days. What should writers do during respite time? Uh, Anything they want, whatever makes them happy, whatever makes them chill and unwind. Um, I literally took it literally. I just laid on my bed for 4 days and just watch YouTube. Whatever got recommended. Like, that's all I did. That's all I did. Love being retired. Nice. Nice. I fear I will never get to that point because the age just keeps going up and up, and it's going to be like 90 for me. I can retire at 90. Still procrastinate though. Hey, I think, hmm, is this controversial? Am I about to say something super controversial that will be one of my first shorts? I think to a certain degree, procrastination is probably a bit healthy, maybe. Obviously, if you're procrastinating too much, then things don't get done. But I don't know. I feel like it's too common not to be something that the human soul needs. You know, unless it's like a, unless it's like some, something we've developed because we've completely screwed up life. Like humanity have just completely overcomplicated life. But I don't know. That's going into politics again, maybe. Do poets ever retire? Do poets ever retire? I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think so. Going off on a completely different avenue. You guys can steer me back onto this in a minute. But just talking about retiring and do poets retire? And then I'm thinking, does creativity ever die? I don't know, maybe it can diminish depending on people's circumstances in life and whatever. But I watched a really cool, I don't know if it was cool. Yeah, I'd say it was kind of cool, kind of dark. But it was on YouTube and it was like just not so much a time lapse. What would you call it? Just like a showcase of an artist's self portrait from like their very first self portrait all the way through life to the moment, they've been diagnosed with whatever they've been diagnosed with and they know that they're sort of declining. And then from that point up until their very last self portrait was really interesting. Was a really interesting documentary type thing. I don't know if anyone here has seen it. Not bad. That was a dark little path I took you guys down. Let's go back to creativity is such a fundamental part of being human. I think it'd be impossible to. Yeah, what's that line from Dead Poets? Beauty, love, poetry, these are the things we live for. Something like that. Thing is, once you get past the procrastination paralysis, nice alliteration there, Nikki, well done. I usually find I can be quite productive. Oh, we're continuing. Quite productive. It's just getting past it. Yeah, I think that procrastination probably serves a purpose. Again, in limited bouts of procrastination. Too much is not good, but too much of anything is not good. No, poetry is a lifestyle. I like that class. I like that. I don't think any creative ever retires. It's not about an income, it's about a calling. Yes. I guess it depends on what one is dragging their feet on, what needs to be done. For sure. I've heard of writers retiring. I find the concept completely incomprehensible. Agreed. Becky O did something like that during her experience with Trichotillomania. Trichotillomania? I think it was the first of its kind to go viral. Okay. Oh wait, were you referring to Utamolan? Possibly. I possibly was. It just came up on my. It just came trick hair pulling. Oh, okay. Um, it came up on my recommendations and was like, I can't remember what it was. It was a clickbaity title, right? Obviously, just like the deterioration of an artist's self-portrait to the day he dies, or something like that. And I just clicked on it, and it was really interesting, and kind of it led on to a second video where it wasn't just about one artist; it was by like a lot of different artists. I'm sure you could find it if you just put "artist last self-portrait." I will keep creating until I can no longer type, hold a paintbrush, or a crochet hook. Nightbot has become that person who enters the chat with something that has zero relevance. Yeah, Nightbot is kind of sticking out like a sore thumb in the chat box right now. Log off, Nightbot, you're drunk. Nightbot is just not reading the room. Um, what was we saying? There was something in there that. Oh yeah, so I don't know if a poet ever retires, but there is definitely. I don't know. Maybe it's just. I honestly, genuinely don't know. But I kind of do have an opinion with certain actors when I think about certain actors. But there is, that discussion about whether, um, like footballers, right? People say artists can be like footballers. They don't say that. That's Adam Gary saying that. I'm just trying to kind of help explain my point. So footballers can't be footballers all their lives, right? Because their bodies aren't at peak performance forever. They've only got their, late teens to early 30s if you're a lucky one, but usually late 20s. You've only got about a decade of professional football in you. Don't worry, I'm getting there, guys. Don't worry. And there is that discussion about peak artistic expression. And they said that about Keats. Keats only had after a certain point, I know he was ill, but after a certain point, and again, these are scholars and academics, so, take it with a pinch of salt, I guess. But when I do think about certain actors, I'm like, oh, okay. I'm not sure you're making the best creative decisions. But who am I to say that, right? What do you guys think? I know that doesn't come under the banner of retirement, but do you think it's possible to have a creative peak? Terry Pratchett stopped writing after his dementia started well, I can understand that, right? I can understand that. That I totally understand. Yeah, I just can't imagine suddenly waking up one day and saying, "That's it, I'm done." I don't know. I don't know. I can kind of, I get it. I can get it. I can get it. Like if people wake up and like, I can't pursue this as a career. If we're talking like career, if we're talking about like just suddenly waking up and I don't ever want to write poetry anymore, then no, I don't know about that. But I can kind of understand waking up and going, you know what? I don't think I'm gonna chase this anymore. I think I'm just gonna sit on my porch and write poetry as a hobby. It depends what we're talking about. Oh, absolutely. I think I've already hit my peak. Don't say that. No. Don't you dare say that. Anyway, I'm gonna hear your poetry next month. So, and you know what? I don't let people put themselves down in these chats. So be careful. Otherwise, I'll get Nightbot to put you on the naughty corner. Uh, I think if it no longer brings you pride, yeah, for sure, or joy, then stepping away is the right thing. Yeah, exactly. That's what I did with acting, right? I didn't enjoy it anymore, and there's too much rejection in that industry, in that world, that if you don't absolutely love every single minute of it, don't do it. It's not worth it. Like, I believe his son finished his last book he started. Maybe I'm thinking about another writer. I will Google it. I know that Christopher Tolkien is sort of publishing a lot of stuff from the Lord of the Rings universe. I was definitely my most productive in my 20s, but the work I am producing in my 30s is infinitely better. Yeah, yeah. So, I think quality over quantity. I'm genuinely afraid of Nightbots, so fair enough. What's that? Okay, I get it. For putting you in the naughty corner. He's still going off, isn't he? A bunch of older bands have recently put out really good albums often taking long breaks. Nice. And that's another thing that can kind of go stale as well, is like bands. I think personally, I think there is something to be said about a creative peak, but mm, maybe not. You know, take it uh, subject by subject. I don't know. Everyone's different, but I can see why people argue that point. Peak performance, you have to nurture, care for that child wonderment. I think that's it. I think that's what it is. Class. It's the as an artist, for me personally, having that child wonderment and seeing things in the world that you know some people may have let die inside. I think that's what you're. Yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head there. At least for me, is the child wonderment and never letting that die. That's your creativity. All you need is a voice. With technology, you can do dictating to simply write. Yeah, I like that. Class. Thank you. Pratchett also had his hard drive crushed by a tractor to prevent anyone making work out of his unfinished ideas. Nice. Be a good writer. Yeah, 100%. I love Pratchett. I There's a fantastic documentary on YouTube about Terry Pratchett. I didn't, sadly, I didn't come to Pratchett during his lifetime. I knew of the sky. What the sky? Thank you so much for all these hearts coming in, guys. Oh my goodness, you're gonna make me blush. I saw all those Pratchett dramas that Sky made. I don't know if that they ever made their way over to the US, but I never really, looked beyond that as a kid. And then I found out when he passed, I watched a documentary. I was like, I really like this guy. I really like this guy. You're totally right. The key is to keep the joy while improving your craft. 110%. It can be hard to keep that enthusiasm. It can, especially if you don't take these breaks that we're talking about. So that's another reason to take them so that you don't lose the enthusiasm. We enjoy Pratchett's books. Have several. Nice. I've never read a Pratchett book. I know I'm going to get absolutely slaughtered in the chat now, but I've never read one. I've just seen this one documentary, and I know the intro was with AC/DC in the background. I think it's Back in Black. And I think actually, Nikki, I know you're a fan of Neil Gaiman. I think he produced it. I think he might have produced it. So I don't know if you've seen it. Maybe you've seen it. But I thought, yeah, I like this guy. Vroom, 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 vroom. Vroom, 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 vroom. I haven't read Pratchett myself. Okay, good, I'm not alone. Except for Good Omens. I intend to read the Discworlds one day, though. Nice. Nice. I haven't even read Good Omens. What's that film? I don't know if it's a Pratchett. I feel like it is a Pratchett. What's that film with Robert De Niro as a flying pirate captain? And there's a wall. And is it Michelle Pfeiffer that plays an evil witch? Is it called Stardust? Is that a Pratchett Stardust? Oh, it's a Neil Gaiman. Okay, okay, okay. My bad, my bad, my bad. I like that film actually. I like De Niro in that film especially. Sometimes you just have to write terrible poems no one will see before you get it back. Yeah, I always say, it's something that I took from my acting days. I say it a lot, so you might be fed up of hearing me say it, but you got to drain the vein of junk. You got to write crap for the good stuff to come out. They have very similar humor. Yeah, I really like that film. I'm guessing it's a book. I'm guessing it's a book. Yeah, let's move on quickly, Nona. Let's move on quick. Uh, it's a go to MD? MD? Oh, is that the book that Mark mentioned? MD? Good Omens? No. MD? Oh, wait, MD is at the back of it. Sorry, my bad. Is a go to watch for me as well. Stardust is one of my make happy films when the depression is deepest. Yeah, it's a really good film. I think I've got it on DVD. No, I don't. I don't think I do have it on DVD. I should have it on DVD. I really like it. It's a good film. Tom Clancy. Ah, okay, okay, okay. I have notebooks full of terrible poems trying to get the muse back. You'll get there. You'll get there. Maybe watch some of those auto. Why do I keep saying autobiographies? What the hell is wrong with me tonight? Maybe watch some of those biopics um, on that Cove forum thread. There's so many. There's got to be at least, what, 20, if not more? I was really impressed. I was really impressed. I know a couple of the other folks appreciated that as well. Or there's I mean, we live in a good time where we got YouTube. There's loads of stuff on there. There's a great F. Scott Fitzgerald documentary on YouTube that I like watching. Hopefully one day it'll click for me again. I'm sure it will. I'm sure it will. I am Girth. Hopefully reading your poems will help as well. Because autobiographies are saturating the biographic market. Yeah, that's probably what it is. That's probably what it is. I need to get back into reading as well, guys. I don't read for joy anymore. Excuse me. I used to love reading first thing in the morning and last thing at night. I'm trying not to beat myself up too much about it. Okay, guys, let's take a quick 5-minute break as we do, half-time break. And when we get back, I guess we're gonna talk about some other stuff. I hope we're gonna talk about some other stuff. Otherwise, you're just gonna watch me sitting here staring at a wall. Okay, guys, I'll see you in 5 minutes. I'm back. I came back with a can this time because I wasn't feeling that fake gin and tonic, to be honest with you. Oh, let me mute myself. I do enjoy that. I do enjoy listening to all of the songs I've chosen for these sort of break songs, but I do love a bit of jazz. I was laughing just um Raven telling Nightbot to go to bed. Where did we get to? Where did we get to? Audios. Yeah, audiobooks are your friend as an adult. I listen as I am working. Yeah, see, there's something for me, there's something about sitting there having it in your hand. Also, I can't concentrate with audiobooks. I put them on and then I within a couple of minutes my mind wanders off somewhere else. I can't really take in what the book is saying. So I just need to learn to love reading again and it- making sure I put that time aside and go from there. On audiobooks, also radio dramas, Spotify has some amazing full cast ones in the podcast section. Yeah, you know what? I love falling asleep to radio. I know that's I don't mean to insult or offend um, Mark, but I do like to fall asleep to radio plays, especially the really old ones where you've got like the mic cracks and stuff like that. In fact, for the hub tomorrow, we're analyzing. If you've been watching this channel for a while, I'm sure you would have seen me or heard me say in one of the videos somewhere along the line that one of my favorite poems is James Elroy Flecker's "To a Poet 1,000 Years Hence." And today, I never knew there was a voice recording of it. I found it today, and it's got the lovely sort of old mic cracks in it and stuff. I love it. But yeah, I enjoy falling asleep to the old BBC radio plays. I'm still waiting for two of my favorite authors to finish their promised books, Orson Scott Card and G.R.R. Martin. How did I know that G.R.R. Martin was going to be one of those? Yeah, he needs to hurry up. I think he's lost. I th- I don't know. I don't know the guy, and I've never watched the interview, but it seems to me he may need a creative break, or he's just sort of lost the inspiration for it. You know, especially when the TV show sort of wrapped things up. I know he doesn't. I know that he's doesn't intend to go down the same road as the TV show, but it seems to me he's kind of lost a bit of inspiration there or motivation. If I write three good poems a year, I feel accomplished. Yeah, I mean, three good poems is an accomplishment. I haven't written anything since Fungal Matter, and I'd say there's probably, well, four poems that I really really like in that. Really really like. Certain Matt Wall words have stuck with me lately. Just do the thing. Yeah, that's kind of my mantra as well. Just do it. Just kind of get on with it. The um the mayor on Monday asked me a couple of questions about like what I do and stuff, and I was just telling her, yeah. She's like, "Wow, you do a lot, don't you?" I was like, "Yeah, well, if you want to get stuff done, you kind of gotta just do it." That's kind of how I live my life, and I always say, jump in at the deep end. Just go for it. Just jump in and do it. Write it right the first time. I spend less time worrying about nitpicking now and think more before moving my pen. Nice, nice. Yeah, I mean, it kind of depends on what I'm writing. With the ode that we did last week in the live stream. Was it last week? Yeah, it must have been last week with like I had an outline for a poem and stuff like that. I've only ever done that mm, not even a handful of times where I've actually planned the poem out. Usually I kind of just write and see where it goes and then edit it and fine tune it after that. I'm losing my voice. I'm getting a sore throat. That's the candle behind me for sure. Being promoted to manager in a job. I'm not satisfied. Help too. Yeah, there's nothing like a bit of um I don't know, I call them real world jobs, to kind of kick you up the butt. Just do the thing. I like that a lot. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Same with me, Adam. Um, I've forgotten what that's to. Sorry, Garage. I've forgotten what that's to. Same with me, Adam. Just remind me what that's in reference to. Gurm? Gurm got paralyzed because of this show, I swear. Oh, oh, G.R.R. Martin. I was like, what, Gurm? I thought he was talking about the Rolling Stones because they got an album called Gurr. Got paralyzed because of the show, I swear. I think so too. I think so too. It takes G.R.R. Martin forever to write a book. Yeah, I know he's like a genius at writing really intricate storylines and characters and stuff like that. But I also think there's something to be said about, has he either been paralyzed by the show or just kind of lost interest? I don't know. It can happen, guys. It can happen. I'm not saying what a terrible person he is, because it can just happen. You can just lose interest. He's taken on too many other projects that carve into his writing time too. What else does he do? He's a producer, right? He's a producer on the new House of Dragons, I think. I'd be bricking it after the reaction D&D got for their wrap up of the series. Dungeons and Dragons? I'm lost. You guys are slowly losing me now with all these sort of abbreviations and stuff. I'd be bricking it after the reaction D&D got for their wrap up of the series. Who's D&D? Is that the writers? Because I know the writers well, I think the whole show just got absolutely slated, didn't they? And rightly so. Do you know what? My experience with Game of Thrones, I rebelled. I revolted. Everyone was so like insanely crazy about Game of Thrones that I refused to watch it. And it wasn't until I think it was like 2 years before COVID, 3 years before COVID. I was like, I need something to watch. So I put on Game of Thrones, and I spent about 2 weeks just binging it, literally back to back. I fell in love with it. And just as the last series was coming out, I think it was just I got to get my head in order. Maybe it wasn't, but I think it was just as the last series was about to come out, I'd finished all the others, and I loved it. And then yeah, the last season just wasn't great. What I'm trying to say is like my journey with Game of Thrones wasn't over the many years that other people, they had that relationship with Game of Thrones for years and years and years. Mine was just a few months. I think that's the only reason I thought, okay, I'll give that a go. It's because they had announced that it was the last series coming out, so I was like, okay, and I fell in love with it. It was amazing. Um, where that ode came out so well. Thank you. Lovely. Oh, thank you guys. Sorry, I'm just trying to figure out where I stopped. I'd be bricking it. Okay. He's taken on. Okay. Yeah. So that's my 2 cents on Game of Thrones. Thank you so much, guys. Do you know what? I had no idea it was Surrey Day, and I was like, this is just perfect timing. So it's okay. It's okay. It doesn't. It's not what I wanted it to be, but it didn't come out bad. But it's not what I wanted it to be. I wanted to go in much more detail and kind of make it much longer. But in the end, I kind of went with the traditional sort of three stanzas, and I just left it too late. I just left it too late. I have a notebook that has on the front, "If you want to be a writer, write." I haven't written. I haven't written in it yet. Is that just out of like irony? Like you did that on purpose, or you just haven't got around to writing in that one yet? Because I know that you have a lot of notebooks, so I know that you do write in notebooks. Audiobooks. Okay, cool. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I can't focus on them. But I do like to listen to the radio plays, and kind of they relax me, and I can feel like I'm transported to another time, easier time. Well, it wasn't easier time in the 40s at all, was it? Shut up, Adam. Of course it wasn't. Uh, he has a lot of characters in that series to keep up with. Yeah. He edits other people's work. Oh, he does? Tours Comic Cons, yeah. Writes other things as well. Initially, he said yes to everything, but has since pulled back on a lot of it. Right. I hated the hype. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, D&D are the showrunners. Okay, okay. Took me a year after it was over to watch Game of Thrones. For a book in hand as well. Yeah, I just find it easier to kind of absorb it. And I like, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it is. It's a nice leather-bound notebook that was gifted to me years ago. I was waiting to write something worth it, but now I'm just being ironic. I like it. I like it. That's actually really good. That's amused me. What are people watching nowadays? I might have to, I don't know. I might have to get my Netflix back. Since I've cancelled my Netflix, I just haven't watched anything but YouTube, which is great. I'm on YouTube myself, nothing against watching YouTube content, but I don't know. Is there even any series out? I know they're filming the new Wednesday. I know we got the new Stranger Things to look forward to. Can't wait for the Beetlejuice too. And I kind of wish it was October. I miss Halloween. I miss Halloween. I miss the decorations. I miss the horrors, the horror films, and just the vibe. I love Halloween. I'm trying to catch up on American Horror Story, and Shudder has lots of new stuff. I need to resubscribe for. Yeah, I was on Shudder for a little while. I was on Shudder for a little while. There's actually a really good film. Oh no, what's it called? There's a great film. Me and Bruno discovered it by accident one night. We were just chilling and watching loads of films, and we kind of just stumbled across this on Shudder. And I think it's a piss take on Shane Gray. Is that his name? Shane Gray, the YouTuber that did ghost hunting videos. I mean, it's a piss take on all ghost hunting videos, and I resonated with it a lot because I have done those kinds of videos, as you guys know, in the past. It was basically just taking the piss out of it all, and it's so good. I think it's called Deadstream. Let me quickly Google it. I think it's called Deadstream. It's so funny. Deadstream. If Bruno was here right now, he would hate me for not remembering it. Yeah, it's Deadstream. So if you do get Shudder, or guys, if you've got Shudder or anything else, if you ever get the chance to watch a film called Deadstream and you like horror films, it's not a horror, it's a comedy horror. It's so good. It's so good, especially because, I'm into that kind of content on YouTube too. So maybe I really resonated it. Oh, you've seen it. Okay, you've seen it. It's so good. I'm sure it's taken. How much is Shudder? I'm not sure. I did just for that movie night. I took out a free subscription and then cancelled it. Um, but it's all horror films. It's all like horror stuff. So if you like horrors, then Shudder's the place to be. But yeah, I love Deadstream just because I get it, and I got all the little references as well. And I'm sure it's taking the piss mostly out of Shane. No, not Shane Gray. Shane Dawson. Sorry, Shane Dawson. That's his name. Oh, we're running out of battery. I should probably plug it in. One sec, guys. Let me plug the laptop in. Okay, that's better. I'm trying to catch up on American Horror Story. I stopped watching that long, long time ago. I think I stopped watching that halfway through the circus one with the clown because I just binged them all and I was kind of getting a bit tired of it. Not that it was bad, I don't think. It was just that I'd watched too much American Horror Story in one go. I am watching. Oh, has anyone seen Ratchet? I think it's Ratchet. The sort of One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest prequel series. I'm waiting for the Bike Riders to come out in cinema. It has been out in USA for ages. Its plot is based on a photo collection. Is that with Tom Hardy? I know there's a motorbike film coming out with Tom Hardy, and I think Austin Butler's in it. Is Tommy? Is it Tommy Lee Jones? Yeah, is Tommy Lee Jones in it as well? I'm glad to see him making a comeback. Baby Reindeer is pretty good. It's on Netflix. I don't know about that one. What's that one about? Baby Rain. Fallout was awesome. Yeah, I heard about this. I haven't played the game, but I've heard it's really, really good. Also, Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Is that the Brad and Angelina film? That was an experience. Okay, so what's this Baby Reindeer about then? Ah, I'm losing the chat. Oh my God, I've missed a lot in the chat. I need to hurry up. I can confirm. I've been reading Piers Anthony Xanth books, amusing science fiction and fantasy. Nice. Okay. I read a really good one. I read a really good time traveling book, but I can't remember what it was called. But it won awards back in 2016, I think, around that time. How much is Shudder? It is. I've also binged Clarkson's Farm on Prime. Total idiocy. I can't stand him. I really can't stand him. But I'm glad that you enjoyed it. That's the main thing. Shudder, where I am, is about 10 New Zealand dollars. Okay. Yeah, I think it's maybe about £7 a month, possibly. Game of Thrones hated the ending. Yeah, I think we all did, Tanya, for sure. One show I've enjoyed is Game Changer over on Dropout TV. Not heard of that one. Okay. It's a game show with different comedians. Okay, not heard of that one. Cheaper than Netflix, at least. Yeah, for real. It was a travesty. No way any author would have ended it like that. Oh, total cop out because they had the Star Wars contract. Yeah. Then they lost it because of the reaction to Game of Thrones. Irony. Yep. That's what you get. I mostly watch true crime, especially anything dealing with serial killers and history documentaries. I've been watching a lot of body cam videos, police body cam videos on YouTube the last couple of days. I ended up in a sort of dark YouTube black hole. Yeah, yeah, Tom Hardy, Austin Butler, and Jodie Comer. Oh, is Jodie Comer in it? I don't know if I like her. I don't know if I like her. She seems really arrogant, but maybe that's just the way the media like twist things. I don't know. I don't know her, so Baby Reindeer is about. That's if I maybe I'm not thinking of the right person. The chess person, the girl that did the chess show on Netflix that I never saw. Apparently that was really good as well. I think she won awards for that. Is that Jodie Comer? No, it's not. Jodie, no, it's not. I'm thinking I'm thinking of someone else. I'm thinking of Anaya something. Taylor Johnson? Oh, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. No, Jodie Comer just did a show at the National, I think. Baby Reindeer is about a comic who is stalked by a crazy woman. Okay. You haven't heard about Baby Reindeer? No, apparently I'm well out of the loop, apparently. Fallout New Vegas is a great game. I haven't played Fallout 4, but it's pretty popular too. Yeah, I know that Fallout is a huge series. Oh, by the way, Nano gave me a really cool suggestion because in the last stream we went down this like nostalgia road, didn't we? And we are talking about all the old cartoons. And I I asked if anyone had any ideas because, of course, the React video that I did and had no idea what to do because most of it was unusable. Of course, that was the one that triggered the algorithm. It's like on 500 views already. But in that video, I asked, like, rather than doing one specific show, if there was like different clips to do. And Nano reminded me that Recess has Big Mike, Mikey, I think it was, Mikey, the sensitive giant who wrote poetry and sung ballads and stuff. So if you guys have any suggestions, please let me know. An update with Donald Glover. Oh, okay, for Mr. Mrs. Smith. Okay. How do you watch true crime alone late at night just before bed? Oh, not how. Sorry, Hawk. Raven Hawk. Do you watch true crime alone late at night just before bed, or is that just me? Yeah, watch the trailer. Her accent is great. She's fantastic in Killing Eve. Anna Taylor-Joy. Yeah, that's it. That's it. YouTube cop videos often only focus on the dim side. Plex TV Free has live channels with 24/7 cops and similar shows. Oh wow, okay, fair enough. Yeah, I've been watching some interesting ones, where people the good side and the bad side. There's some interesting compilations. The last 4 days I think I've seen every which different side to things that you can go. The weird ones, the funny ones, the bad ones, the good ones, the shocking ones. I do love to get spooked. Me too. I don't get spooked with true crime, but more kind of shocked with true crime. Actually, it takes a lot to spook me. I love watching horror films and just laughing because I find them funny, even like the ones that are trying to be serious. The last one that really kind of spooked me was The Nun 2. That got me on the edge of my seat. That was a good film. And then I watched one that was just really weird. Excuse me. Sorry, guys. I watched one that was really weird and it kind of unsettled me. And I guess it's like the equivalent to The Exorcist back when The Exorcist came out. I just felt really like dirty leaving the cinema afterwards. Like I needed a shower or something. It was just really freaky. It was about, I don't know what it was called. It's not long been out. It was like the church kind of breeding a demon or something. It's not nothing that hasn't been done before. Damien. I think it was a prequel to Damien or something. It was weird. Let me put Damien prequel. The First Omen, that's it. I think it was The First Omen. Has anyone seen the first? Yeah, The First Omen was weird, man. I left the cinema like I feel uncomfortable. It was just really weird. But I guess that's what makes cinema great, isn't it? That's what gets people talking, and that's happened with horror films. That's happened time and time again. So I get it, but it was just a bit odd. And I enjoy horrors, and again, it's not a concept I haven't come across before, but it was just done in a very deep, weird way that just made me feel a bit unsettled. I've yet to see it, but it's on my list. Yeah, I mean, it's a good film. It's well made and stuff. Just you'll see what I mean when you see it. The Pope's Exorcist. I don't know if I've seen that. I probably have. I probably have. I'd rather read a horror story than watch one. Interesting. I think you've said this in a stream before. I find that interesting. I'd rather read a horror story than watch one. My imagination can freak me out better than someone else's interpretations of what's scary. Fair enough. I say it, I am, but I say I'm such a lover of horror. I don't think I've ever read a horror book. I've never experienced that. So if you've got any recommendations, I guess most people would say The Shining or something, but if you've got any recommendations for a good horror book, let me know. Maybe that's what I need to get back into reading. Uh, yeah, maybe I need a good horror book. I can't watch horror movies. I do love true crime. Like, I even have to skip the Theon torture scenes in Game of Thrones. Just can't do it. Oh, wow. Okay, fair enough. Uh, My chat box is all over the place. I'm scrolling up and down, up and down. Sorry, guys. I am fascinated by what people can do to each other and what motivates evil, horror, and paranormal, etc. Just freaks me out. I can't stand the torture. Interesting. I'm not gonna say that because that's definite demonetization right there. No, I can't say I've ever watched that. I've been meaning to go and see Late Night with the Devil for ages. That was another odd one. That was another odd one, but in a much different way. I enjoyed watching that because I went to see like the last showing of the day. So I went. It started at like 11:30, or at least the adverts and trailers started at 11:30. The film kicked off about midnight. So it was a cool time to watch it. It's a good film. It's a good film, actually. Yeah, go and see it for sure. Where did I get to? Late Night with the Devil. Oh, wait, I misread that. Yeah. Sure. Saw Hostel. Okay, okay. Got you. Thought he was talking about something else there. Wasn't going to say anything. The best horror story I ever read was The Judge's House by Bram Stoker. Okay. I read it one lunch at school. The bell rang and caused me to jump so high. Oh, wow. Okay. I skipped the rest of my classes to keep reading. Wow. Okay. Yeah, Bram Stoker is a big writer. So the Judge's House. I guess I prefer thrillers to horror. Yeah. Me too. Be right back. Cats want dinner. No problem. No problem. Ooh, my back hurts. Dun, dun, dun. If you're watching, I'm so rusty. I'm so out of practice. If you are watching and you haven't hit that like button yet, and you have become accustomed to Nightbot's chats so much so that you don't pay attention, and I don't blame you. If you haven't already, please hit that like button. Let's try and get to 20 likes. I think that's our goalpost for streams. So let's not forget to hit that like button if you haven't already, please. Thank you so much. And if you're watching playback, please hit that like button. It really helps the channel out. The I know you guys don't see it, but the channel analytics right now are so good. You guys are really killing it. So please keep hitting that like button and leaving comments and stuff like that because the YouTube algorithm is really pushing the channel at the minute. It's thanks to you guys. So thank you. Reading what everyone's been watching, I'm definitely feeling behind on my goofy horror films. Oh, do you know what? I didn't realize the last year and a half, I've been seeing horror films like every other week. I didn't realize how many horror films came out. I don't know if it's a new thing. I don't know if it's a new thing because superhero movies are dying out a little bit now, but so many horror films come out in one year. I had no idea. I'm waiting for Cocaine Shark. I shouldn't have said that. I don't know what gets us demonetized and what doesn't these days. I really don't. I've sort of given up trying to understand, but yeah, the bear film was pretty cool. I do like a good B movie. I was recommended a film actually. It's sort of a B film, but I heard it's really, really good, and there's a series, and it might be on Shudder. It's about like a killer clown. I actually saw it in HMV the other day. I should have got it. Blood and Honey 2 next month. I'll be going to see a Q&A with the directors too. Nice. Nice. I don't think I've seen Blood and Honey 1. I'm not sure what that's about. It's a sad sign of the times where we would rather watch exorcisms and zombies than PM's question time. I think I'd need an exorcism after watching Prime Minister's question time. What's the point? They're all a bunch of no politics. You're nearly, yeah, you know, Nikki, bad. I know technically you didn't break a rule, but I'm saying bad because you made me break a rule. So I'm going to blame you like a mature adult. Nearly got you. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. I was mid sentence and I caught myself just in time. Hashtag sorry. Oh, you want new goofy horror? Onyx, the Fortuitous. What a great name. Holy crap. And oh, we haven't stopped. Onyx the Fortuitous and the Talisman of Souls. You may recognize Onyx from his parody YouTube interviews. Okay, I love that name. I'm definitely going to search for it. The Fall of the House of Usher was so well done. I've not seen that. Best horror film I've watched in a while. Oh, wow. Danny and Mitch. The fact that YouTube didn't remind me that it was Sunday infuriates me. Oh no, you've still got 25 minutes left. It's okay. You've still got 25 minutes. Put me in the sin bin. Hold on, it's for cuffs. Take her away, Nightbot. Take her away. Nikki nearly got me into politics. I don't think I'm familiar with Onyx. I'll check it out. Hello, Danny and Mitch. Welcome, welcome, welcome. What is this? What was this group of films? I know that there's one in a gift shop. There's a scene where they're in the gift shop. I don't know if there's anyone out there that this might ring a bell to. He's like a clown demon. There's a scene in the gift shop. It's like a B movie. I've been recommended that too, and I'd forgotten the name. Thanks for reminding me. Love old horror films. Vincent Price, Bela Lugosi, Boris Karloff, legends, icons, Ian Chaney. Yes, yes. Not horror. Did he do? He did horror, I guess. He did zombies from outer space, didn't he? Ed Wood. Ed Wood. Good old Ed Wood. He did a couple of films with Bela Lugosi at the end of his time with us. Not sure. You're just making up for lost time, Danny and Mitch. Just making up for lost time. Extra enthusiasm by the same director. Yeah, Haunting of Hill House is very good. Midnight Mass, yes. The Midnight Club, I think, is one of his too, which is a series that I really enjoyed. It was very much like Are You Afraid of the Dark? I think he even said it was inspired by Are You Afraid of the Dark? The dog cloud today has taken it out of me clearly, yeah. Too much butt shaving. Did I just say that on stream? For those of you who weren't in the last live stream, that came up that Danny had to shave his butt. So I didn't just say that, okay? Ooh. Hey Raven, have you read other than Edgar Allan Poe? Because of course we all know Edgar Allan Poe. I know you're into horror and stuff. Are there any other horror poets that we should know about that maybe you can help us with, apart from your lovely self, of course. I do want to watch the Jordan Peele movies, Get Out, but probs in the daytime being a cushion. Again, I don't find it's hard for me to find films scary, but I didn't find Get Out scary. The Strangers looks good. The new Strangers film looks good. I just it's a lot worse. Sorry, my bad. I'm trying to find B horror movies. Let me just see what comes up. B horror movies. Trying to find this series of films that was recommended to me. Creature from the Black Lagoon. The Fog. Sharknado. Oh, I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. Maybe I'll put gift shop scene. It'll come up. B horror movies. Gift shop scene. Oh my goodness. I went to images and there's some weird images on here, but it's not. That's gonna bug me. It's gonna bug me. For obscure horror movie recommendations, yes, yeah, yeah. I don't know what that's gonna bug me now. I'm not gonna sleep tonight. I can see the guy in my head as well. That's gonna annoy me so much. I'm trying to think of other scenes and hope that someone might recognize it in the chat and be like, oh, I know that film. But the only one I can remember is in a Halloween gift shop. And he's wearing like a black and white jester's outfit and he's got like a clown face with a big nose. If anyone can come to my rescue right now. Brandon O'Brien writes good horror poetry. Okay, cool. Let me. This is turning into a Halloween special. I can't wait for Halloween. Brandon O'Brien. I wish it was. The Creature from the Black Lagoon is Your Father by Brandon O'Brien. Can you sign my tentacle? Okay, The Creature from the Black Lagoon is Your Father by Brandon O'Brien. Ma does tell me I just like my father. These days, down to the exhaustion. I wouldn't know. My young memory only have 3 saved dates of his face. The desire to cling to someone's hand and have nothing worth grabbing. I don't know where he lived or where he was when he died. Only that when my ma vex, suddenly my skin putrid like he own, I didn't go to the funeral. I was too busy at the time. But then I was growing spines in the places where love used to touch me, trying to pull them out slowly before somebody tell me how ugly I look. A monster, claws where comfort's supposed to be, hungry for the fruit of cracked bones, a man like any other, just like your fucking father. You hear me? And she done curse me to match so many other ugly things. Maybe he did curse all of we. But I didn't wait to watch the blight buried to know whether or not I was ugly. And let we be sure, I was so very ugly. But I am trying so hard to be handsome, to stop resembling the truly moulded men in my blood. I does hunch my back and carve words in the dark. Oh, oh no, it's not as long as I thought it was. In the dark. I does eat whatever cannot squirm, just to be more grotesque than man. Rage does sharpen my back teeth, and when it happens, I use the marrow to write poems. I remember the face of the one who say, no one will ever love me. No one will ever love me like this save for she. I remember the face she make when she come to my mother's house, like a dragon's lair, and she knife start to shout for blood. I remember wanting to be even harder to love, but I have no idea what my father's face looks like anymore. I had only so many chances to learn. I wish I had less. I wish I saw no faces. Every smile is a blade. I does laugh sometimes that it only have one mirror in the house and no pictures of him. And yet my mother does know, with a bitter dousing, that when she cannot love me, it is because I am him, and so is every other man. How would I know? I can't look in the thing. Sorrow can't be so keenly seen. A part of me would rather shift small than let me find the scabs of the man I was before rage kept me warm. I wear other things now, dog fur, stone eyes, and sweat. I rather be my own ugly. A soft thing anybody could put pins in, and then call those pins the thorns of a rugged thing that no love must hold. A worm pit pile. Oh, a worm bit pile. Sorry, my bad. I have other parts of me to love. The part that could take those pins and still live, or the part that does still hold pause for the sun I could barely stand to be seen by. I could choose myself in all my shadow, call a lagahoo reflection beloved. After all, that spoiled love did work so hard to put these scars here, or come close, and in the spaces grow bile and peaks of anger. So who am I not to cling? What else is mine in this world but these melodies? But every so often my ma does tell me I just like my father, and I could never stand it. Let me find a brand new miserable. I find I don't mind that. A man must make his own way to wretched. I would be any kind of ugly rather than those kinds of loved. It's not a Rob Zombie movie. Didn't he do clowns? From what I remember, it's actually a demon dressed as a clown, not an actual clown. But I've never seen it. It was just recommended to me, and it looked really good. There's a, the worst thing is there are clips that I was shown on YouTube. There was clips that I was shown on YouTube, and I was like, "Oh yeah, that looks good fun." People being murdered. Um, and I can't remember the name of it now, and I'm sure I saw it on Shudder. Donna Lynch. Okay, cool. The Autopsy of Jane Doe is a crazy horror. I have no idea why we are talking about horror. Yeah, how did we get onto horrors? It's a poetry channel. He's trying to buy things. Shopkeeper gets annoyed. They've just made a third one now. Mitchell's on it. Yeah, yeah. Mitchell's on it. Mitchell's on it. That sounds like it. Mitchell's on it. Terrifier. I think that is it. Yeah, Mitch has got it. Mitch has got it. Mitch has got it. Champ. I think that's it. Terrifier. Well done, Mitch. It is. It is Terrifier. Yeah, 2016. What a champ. Look at that. Comes in, boom. It was good. Thank you. Yeah, Terrifier is what I want to see. If you type in Terrifier gift shop scene, it'll probably come up. It is a good film, yeah. I enjoyed what I haven't seen the original. I enjoyed the remakes. I don't think some people didn't enjoy the remakes, but I did. I thought they were okay. Because for a while they were trying to do like the whole extended universe thing, but in the King universe or whatever they called it. Little Gift Shop of Horrors. Good musical though. Little Shop of Horrors is a good musical. Finally see more. Okay, guys, I think I'm gonna end it a little bit early tonight. We've gone completely off topic, but that's okay. I love just sitting down and hanging out. But my back's starting to ache, probably because I've been laying on it for 4 days straight. It's not used to actually doing some work. Um, but I had to bring this down as well. My birthday banner. I forgot it was up there. So Mitch is a guy that doesn't like horrors. How the hell does a guy who doesn't like horrors come through with that? I've been thinking about that for the last half an hour, if not more. King has confirmed his stories all take place in the same universe. Yeah, they tried to do that with the movies, right? Because there was that, I don't know what it was called. Ewan McGregor. Excuse me. They made that Ewan McGregor one that's connected to The Shining. I don't remember what it's called. Had a lot of people flying around. Seriously, no, but please go away. I'm gonna actually turn him off because no, not join that channel. No, no, I don't want you to join the channel. I want you to leave the channel. Go away, Nightbot. Doctor Sleep, that's the one. Boom, magic. Yeah, how did you do that? Especially as someone who doesn't like Doctor Sleep. There you go. Little old me. Okay, okay, okay. So Danny's really the horror buff. But no, that's it. What's it called again? What's it called again? Let me scroll up. Terrifier. That's it. I need to remember that. Terrifier. Terrifier. My husband is a massive horror fan. Yeah. Yeah. I don't think you can go wrong with a good horror film. Get the adrenaline going. They're usually a good laugh too. You get all of the emotions in a horror film. Okay, guys, I am going to say good night. Thank you so much for being here. I am going to try and get an ASMR video done tomorrow for Tuesday. If it still doesn't work, then I guess I'll just hold up my white flag and surrender to never being able to do ASMR videos. TikTok has basically shown us the whole film. Oh, yeah. Sorry, guys. Excuse me. Night, guys. See you soon. I will hopefully see you in the comments section of Tuesday. If not, I'll see you next week for Conversing with Poets again. Thank you so much for being here. If you haven't already, please don't forget to hit that like button. And if you're watching playback, don't be shy. We'd love to hear your comments down below. I'll come back and check them. So just because you're not watching live doesn't mean you can't take part. Thank you so much, guys, and catch you in the comment section next time.